Hey friends, welcome to this quick and simple, gentle vinyasa flow yoga class. I'll be spending the first 10 minutes doing some gentle movements, and then the last 5 minutes will be a guided meditation. This class is perfect if you're brand new to yoga. It's also great if you've been in the yoga scene for a long time and you're just looking for a class where you can still have an active rest day. So maybe you're taking it easy today, but you still want to have a little bit of movement, a little bit of meditation into your day. I'll be offering a few different modifications today for class, specifically because my belly is quite a bit bigger. I am now 5 months pregnant, and I wanted to also mention you're welcome to join me for the modifications, but this is also not designed specifically as a prenatal yoga class. So we will have prenatal yoga classes coming soon on the channel, just a few. But this is also designed for everybody. So just because I'm pregnant, it doesn't mean that this is only designed for women that are pregnant. So anybody, any gender, any level of practice, this class will be great for you. I'll be moving a little bit faster through the poses today. So whenever you're ready to begin, let's start in a child's pose at the back of the mat. So you have the feet together, the heels together, and then the knees apart. So traditionally, child's pose, you walk the hands all the way forward and then you let your chest lay down onto the mat. For me, the belly's a little bit too big, so I will take polar bear instead and come onto the forearms. You're welcome to join me in polar bear or child's pose. Whatever variation you're at, I'd like you to close down the eyes. Take a few deep breaths here. And allow yourself just the next couple of breaths to really arrive on your mat. Whatever you had going on before, whatever you have planned after, that can all wait. Just focus on each breath at a time for the next 15 minutes. Blink open the eyes and begin to lift the hips. Make your way into a tabletop. So the knees are under the hips, the wrists are under the shoulders. Let's do a couple rounds of cat-cow. So inhale, let the belly sink down as you gaze forward. The tailbone tips up towards the sky. And then exhale, start to round the back. Push the ground away. Make an arch in the spine. And then again, let the belly sink down, gaze forward, inhale, and exhale, round the back. Let's do one more of each on your own. Great, back to tabletop, neutral spine. Tuck the toes under and then lift the knees, come into downward dog. You might need to adjust the hands. Walk the hands a little bit more forward so you're sort of making the shape of an A with your body, a capital A. Don't worry if your heels don't touch the ground. In fact, bend the knees. Bring the chest a little bit closer to the quads and focus more on opening up the shoulders, the chest. And now you can begin to straighten the legs any little bit. Just 2 more breaths here. Really imagine that you're trying to lift your tailbone up towards the sky a little bit more. So finding as much length as you can from your wrists to your hips. Lift the heels, bend the knees. Walk the feet to the top of the mat outside the hands. So we're going to take a wide-legged forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift, hands at the shins. Keep the legs straight, and then exhale, forward fold as much as you can while keeping the legs straight. Inhale, lift.
And exhale, fold. Let's do 3 more. Inhale, lift, lengthen the spine. And exhale, fold, let the head hang heavy. Inhale, lift, and fold. Inhale, lift, and fold. This time, bend the knees, roll all the way up to standing, 1 vertebrae at a time. And inhale, arms reach up overhead, palms touch at the top. And exhale, hands release down through the heart. Pause here with the hands at the heart. And then you're going to pivot your toes to point out about 45 degrees. We're going to do some malasana yogi squat. So for this, you can either do a high squat or a low squat, but we'll be doing 5, so whatever variation works for you. So let's release the hands, inhale, arms reach up overhead, big breath. And exhale, lower all the way down, malasana or high squat here. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, lower down, either high squat or malasana. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lower down. Move with the breath. Inhale. 2 more. Exhale, lower. Inhale, strong legs. And exhale, lower down. Hands come down to the ground. And then inhale, lift the hips. You're going to step the left foot to the back of the mat, lizard lunge. So the left knee is lifted. Both hands are on the inside of the right foot. And then you can begin to move the hips around. We'll make our way into a low lunge. So you can set down the left knee. And then bring both hands onto the right thigh. And start to send the hips forward and down. For me, I will keep my foot out to the right to create a little more space for the belly, but you're also welcome to heel toe your foot in so it's in line with the hip. Up to you. So now you have the option to either stay here, where you're focusing on stretching the front side of the left leg, or you can also set the left hand down on the ground and come into a thigh stretch. That'll deepen the stretch on the front left thigh. So reach back with the right hand, bend the left leg, hook onto the foot. So this is just optional. You don't have to take it. You can just stay in that low lunge. It's also fantastic. We're here for about 3 breaths. If you had the back foot held in this thigh stretch, gently release the back leg. And then start to walk your hands back from that low lunge and make your way into a half splits. So for this, the right leg is straight, maybe a little micro bend in the right knee. Right toes point up towards the sky. This is a modification where I have both hands on the left side of my right calf. You can also frame the leg if you'd like to. Rebend the right leg. Step the left leg forward back into malasana or that high squat. If you're in malasana, then lift the hips. Step the right foot back, low lunge or lizard lunge. And again, move around the hips. Low lunge, gently set down the right knee. Bring both of your hands to the top of your left thigh and begin to send the hips forward and down. We're focusing more on stretching the front side of the right thigh, the right hip flexor. Now you can either stay here, or if you want to increase the stretch and do that thigh stretch, you can set your right hand down, bend the right leg, and reach back with the left hand. Take that bind with the foot. 3 breaths here. See if you can slow down your breath. Breathe only through the nose. Release the back foot if you had it held. And all together, you're going to begin to straighten the left leg. Come into that half splits. For me, again, I will modify both hands on the right side of my left calf. But it's up to you if you want to frame the left leg instead. With each inhale, you find a little bit more length in the spine, so the crown of the head is reaching forward. And each exhale, you melt down a little bit more over that front leg. Rebend the left leg back to this low lunge modification, and then step the right foot forward to the top of the mat. Again, back to either this high squat or malasana. And then with the help of the hands, you can reach behind you, lower down. We're going to come into a seat, and we'll make our way into butterfly pose, Baddha Konasana. So soles of the feet are together. You could either have the feet closer to the hips or farther away, whatever feels better for your hips. First, once you get settled and the hips feel good, then take a long inhale. Again, find some length in the spine from the crown of the head towards the sky. And then exhale, start to walk the hands forward to any degree. As you come closer to the feet, you can also bring your arms underneath the legs if you'd like, completely optional. And we're here for about 5 breaths. So with each inhale, you find a little more length in the spine. And each exhale, you let the breath pull you a little bit more into the pose. Start to release. Walk your hands back towards your hips, lift the chest. And then just cross the ankles, the top of the mat, come into a comfortable seated position. I'll just turn to the side, but you can stay as you are. And we'll move on to our meditation to finish up class. So once you have a comfortable seat, then you can place your hands either on your knees, palms face down, or palms up. You can also just lay your hands in your lap, whatever feels comfortable with the arms and the legs. Once you're there, take a deep inhale, sit nice and tall. And as you exhale, close down the eyes. Let the shoulder blades melt down the back. Now, you can release controlling the breath. Keep the lips sealed, but
But just let your breath come back to its natural rhythm. Relax the muscles around the stomach, the hips, and the face. We'll be here for a couple of minutes in silence. But before I drop you into the stillness, I would like you to pay special attention to the breath and also to just observing what the voice in the head is saying. Maybe it has a lot to say today, and maybe it doesn't have much at all. Either way is perfectly fine. But with this practice of meditation, we are learning how to observe the voice in the head, how to observe the thoughts without being so attached to them. And with this gentle practice of awareness and observation, it gets easier and easier to become present more and more often. So it might be challenging at first, but that's okay. That's part of the practice. So I'll leave you here for a couple of minutes in silence. Observe the breath. And if your mind is wandering, give yourself a little extra love each time you catch that you're not focusing on the breath. And then let the thoughts go and come right back to the breath. Inhale and exhale, one at a time. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, open mouth, let it go. Begin to breathe normally. And just wake your body back up into this space. And before we close down this practice today, I would like to give you an assignment for the rest of your day or the rest of your week. And any time that you're out in public where you're around other people, I would like you to actually observe the voice in the head, what's going on in the mind when you are witnessing other people around you. Maybe that voice is saying things such as, they are fat, they are skinny, they are trying too hard, they are not trying enough. I wonder how much money they make. Why are they just sitting around all day? The list can go on and on and on. So it's really important to actually observe where the voice in the head is going. None of these observations that you're making in your head are healthy, nor are they necessary. So can you just allow the people around you to just be as they are, in their bodies, in their space, in their moment, without the constant urge to judge them or to feel like they are not where they are supposed to be. Just allow people to be as they are. There's no need to judge or body shame anyone around you. And you might be surprised with this assignment to see how often you make these comments in your head. So perhaps it will give you a little bit of insight into that voice in your head and how you can learn to soften that judgmental voice. And when you do so, and you give other people permission to be themselves, you are also allowing yourself permission to be more you in this moment, in this breath. Thank you so much for joining me today for practice. We'll see you again on the mat tomorrow. Lots of love and endless gratitude from my heart to yours. Namaste.